What's up, ladies and gents, Ghost here, and today I'm back with another gun guide. We're going to be taking a look at the F2000. So this is the new assault rifle that you can unlock with second assault. To get it, it shouldn't be too difficult. You have to hop into Metro, you need one assault rifle ribbon, and then within the same round on Metro you need to get 10 kills inside Metro, and you need to get 2 kill assist ribbons. So hop on Metro, go in Domination, go in Team Deathmatch, Conquest, pretty much anything, and I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to rack up those kills, no problem at all. Now, when I heard that the F2000 was going to be the new weapon in second assault, I was super stoked for this. This was one of my favourite guns from Battlefield 3. I used to run this weapon with a suppressor all the time, and it just dominated people. It actually has 850 rounds per minute, so that makes it the third fastest firing out of all of the assault rifles, bested only by the FAMAS or the AEK. Now, while it does have a pretty nice rate of fire, the reload time kind of kicks this weapon in the ass a little bit. It comes in at 2.7 seconds with one in the chamber and 3.9 seconds without one in the chamber. So you are going to get punished big time if you absolutely finish all of your rounds from this weapon. Now, I have to say that 850 rounds per minute is a really nice rate of fire for assault rifles. These days, you don't really see many people running with anything that fires slower than 750 rounds per minute. So the L85, Ace-23, the M416, weapons like that are around the sort of 750 to 770 is the Ace-23, somewhere around that, are sort of the more accurate of the assault rifles that people just generally go for. You don't need anything slower than that. However, as we go on to the higher end of things, approaching the AEK, which does 900 rounds per minute, or even the FAMAS, you start to go through your rounds in your magazine at such a rate that pulling off a double kill or even a triple kill with one magazine becomes pretty challenging indeed. And I find that 850 rounds per minute means you're still able to get 2 or 3 kills out of one clip of ammunition, but at the same time, that rate of fire is high enough that you're going to be able to drop people with ease at close range. However, due to that nice rate of fire, you are going to have to probably stick a compensator on this weapon. It's got some pretty hefty recoil here going on. So we've got 0.4 left pull, 0.4 right pull, and 0.24 upwards pull. That's not really too much. I wouldn't go for the muzzle brake on this one. The vertical recoil is not really that much that you can't compensate for it manually, but the left and right shudder there is quite substantial indeed. And since it's pretty similar, you're not going to be able to pull the weapon sort of to the left like you can with the AEK. The AEK has a very different left and right recoil, but this weapon, the F2000, is pretty similar there, so pretty hefty left and right recoil. Definitely go in for the compensator. Now, another barrel attachment I really like running with in place of the compensator is the silencer, as you can see me doing here in the background footage. You can see I'm ripping a lot of people apart here. They're just getting pretty much owned because they can't see me coming. The beauty of silencers, and really that left to right shudder, even though that's much more prominent when you don't use the compensator and you go down the route of using the silencer, if you stick to close quarters situations, it's not going to be too much of a problem. Another reason the silencer really complements this weapon especially well is due to its bullpup design. It's one of a few assault rifles that have this design, and it actually gives the weapon a better base hipfire accuracy to work off of. So, as most of you will know, if you go and stick a silencer on your weapon, it's actually going to nerf your hipfire accuracy somewhat. However, with the F2000, despite the fact that you stick a silencer on there, it actually ends up with better hipfire accuracy than most of the other weapons. So it's better than the AEK, so if you come up face to face with somebody with the AEK and they don't have time to aim down sights, chances are you might win that engagement despite having the lower rate of fire because you have the better hipfire accuracy. And then, of course, you don't always have to go with the silencer. You can, as I mentioned earlier in the video, go with the compensator, so that is going to increase your hipfire accuracy even more by not having the silencer on there. And then you're most likely going to be running with a laser sight. That's pretty much what most people seem to run with these days. It's always nice to have that extra buff to your hipfire, so that's definitely what I would recommend for this weapon. Now, when it comes down to grips for this weapon, you've really got a couple of choices here. First of all, I would not go with the angled grip. This weapon actually does have a pretty hefty first shot multiplier. It's got a 3x first shot multiplier, as you can see there on screen, but that coupled with only 0.24 upwards recoil isn't really that bad to deal with, and after all, it is something that you can manually compensate for. So in my opinion, you're much better off going with the ergo grip or the stubby grip. Most of the time I roll with the stubby grip. You do have 0.111 spread increase on this weapon, so it is sort of up there. It's pretty high up, and it's nice to reduce that a little bit for those long range engagements. However, if you really just want to hip fire with this weapon, you're playing something like a Locker or Metro, and you're going to be in a lot of super tight close range situations with a lot of enemies piling up. Maybe you're playing 64 man, then sticking on a compensator, laser sight, and ergo grip might actually be the way to go. Something else worth noting is that this weapon, whilst having worse ADS accuracy than most of the other assault rifles, it actually has better ADS accuracy whilst on the move. It has 0.8 ADS accuracy on the move compared to the 1 accuracy of most of the other assault rifles, so the ergo grip is going to buff that even further. So there you go, guys. That was the F2000. That about wraps this gun guide up for this week. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think, and also let me know which weapons you would like to see, because I'd love to cover some of the weapons that you guys actually request from me. I know most other content providers do that, like level cap, but it just adds another layer of interaction with you guys. After all, that's what I really love about YouTube, interacting with you guys. So with that said, what do I think of the F2000? It's okay. I'm probably going to stick it into my rotation with a silencer on just to have a bit of fun hip firing around. It's also really fun, as I mentioned before, putting on the ergo grip and the laser sight. That thing is just such a hip firing beast in the right situations. But I feel that the downsides to this weapon are definitely the reload time. 2.7 seconds is pretty damn slow, and especially that 3.9 seconds without one in the chamber. That is just crazy, man. On top of that, the second thing that is really a weakness of this weapon is range. That hefty rate of fire, coupled with the recoil and the spread increase, is going to make taking out targets at longer ranges incredibly difficult. That's what I got to say about this weapon. Let me know how you guys have been getting on with it down below. I haven't really seen a huge amount of people using it on a regular basis, so I'm pretty sure most of you are going to sort of agree with my thoughts and sentiments on this video, but if you don't, then be sure to let me know down below in the comment section. Alrighty guys, so that's going to do it for this episode of Gun Guide. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.